All right, it's the Illini Basketball Podcast, episode number 88, as we, discuss the Illini's dominant victory once again over Minnesota and making Minnesota their,
we know.
previewing the game with Maryland, which will be tonight, about 3.5 hours from right now. And the Illini continue Big Ten play, 3-0 start. Ohio State, Michigan State, all undefeated in the Big Ten still, I believe. So, but Illinois, Minnesota came into the game. Illinois, bigger favorite than I would have expected on the road, given the fact that people had the impression that Minnesota was any good. But, I mean, Minnesota, they have a couple good wins, but it's hard to believe that they're 10-2.
Yeah, and I mean, the one thing that some people forget about is how good Illinois' defense is too. I mean, we talked about who would guard Battle, and that landed on DeMonte's shoulders. So DeMonte shut him down pretty well.
That's one thing that Illinois does, is they can shut down the other team's best player. Now the problem becomes when they have very many good players. And obviously Minnesota does not have that. They are a horrendous shooting team.
Yeah, they shot terribly. Let's start with player of the game before we get too deep into it. Obviously, it's going to be Kofi Cockburn.
He stacked the line.
Unbelievable. Dominant performance. 29 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 4 blocks, and only 1 turnover. So, and he did all this in a whopping 24 minutes of play. So
it's pretty good.
Really good. Biggest thing, I'm going to say this every time he does something like this, 9 of 11 from the free throw line, up to 70.4%. We heard talk that at 70% he can shoot threes. You think we see a 3 tonight from him?
No.
No chance. Okay.
No. Did you see the mid-range jumper he took in this game?
Yeah, it was not pretty. Not pretty. He was 10 of 19 from the field. So he did miss a few, got him back, put him back, just padding the stat line, I assume. But Illinois did what they needed to do when you knew there was going to be rust with the team, shooting-wise, having so many days off. You kind of saw that from some of the guys. But, they gave the ball to the big guy. Ben Johnson afterward said, if anybody knows how to guard that guy, please let me know. A lot of teams are going to struggle with him, and Minnesota clearly had no answer for him. Underwood talked after the game about how, his freshman and sophomore year, he would get frustrated that he thought he was open and not getting the ball. And he's kind of got over that, being an older player. And I think that's been helping him, play within himself more. So good on Kofi. Dominant game. Might have the same thing tonight. I know Maryland has some bigger guys, so might have a little pounding down in the lane. But also Kofi has been obviously put on the midseason top 25 for the Wooden Award. So good on Kofi. He played well. Some of it was sloppy down low. He shoots some weird shots that seem to fall. I guess his touch is a lot better than it had been in the past, but good for him. Starting lineup was the same 5 guys started: Grandison, Plummer, Williams, and Frazier. Grandison kind of did what I said he would do. He doesn't seem to get rust. He's got such a nice shot. It doesn't look so pretty, but man, it's just soft and everything seems to fall. 2 of 2 from 3, had 11 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Illinois, you said that they were going to have how many turnovers in the first 5 minutes? 13 or something?
11 or 13.
Yeah.
Like that.
They didn't have a turnover until 9 minutes left in the first half.
I forgot the Minnesota stunk,
Right, you didn't take that into effect. But the first turnover was Grandison trying to pop a 3.
Yeah.
Guy came flying in, kind of did that dribble thing to get out of it, and they called him for a travel.
Made the 3, though. Would have been 3 for 3.
He did make it. After that, Illinois went on one of those Illinois stretches, 6 minutes with no baskets or no points. luckily they had, I think, a 16 or 19 point lead at that point. So they took a 9-point lead into half. They did have 4 more turnovers over that time, but all in all, very good for, how we thought they would be. They did end up with 14, so probably around their average right now. But that's you take the good with the bad when Illinois is handling the ball. I thought Plummer maybe had some rust on him. 0 for 3 from 3, which was very surprising. Illinois didn't shoot a lot of threes this game, only 14. I said they'd probably go like 6 of 40, so they went 6 of 14. Shot 43% from 3, so you can't be mad about that. One thing that has impressed me with Plummer is the way he's been able to get to the hoop, though. He had a couple nice drives when Illinois needed buckets, and he seems to be that other guy to go to when Kofi's either on the bench or they don't have, anything else. But DeMonte had a good game. I saw, Chester Frazier tweeted out that he thought DeMonte had a phenomenal game the other night on both ends of the floor. He was 3 of 4 from 3, but it was back to shooting those threes that DeMonte makes when he's set up, when he gets the ball ready to shoot. The only one he missed was the one where he tried to take off the dribble, and it wasn't even close. It was a bad 3.
That's about right.
But the thing that I don't like so much about DeMonte, and I had a buddy text me, and he doesn't like DeMonte at all. I do like his defensive presence, and I thought he was huge against Battle, holding him to 10 points. I think Battle had 5 when Hawkins was guarding him. Hawkins just got juked out of the gym on a legit. This is what Battle did. He seriously made a jab step, and Hawkins almost fell over. But
it was bad.
But DeMonte, I don't like him going off the dribble and trying to take those fadeaway shots. It kind of reminds me of what Curbelo does a lot. But DeMonte that's not in his game, and I don't think that he needs to try to force that into his game either. Maybe if he made him, I wouldn't be saying this, but I'd rather see him spot up for 3. And when he is forced to play the point guard, which Trent was in some foul trouble early, so with Curbelo still out, he does have to play the point a lot more. He had 4 assists, so keep doing that, and don't worry about scoring as much. There's enough offense on this team that he doesn't have to worry about getting to the hoop to score. I know he tried to throw it up to Kofi a few times, and Kofi either wasn't ready or the ball literally hit the rim. So, but again, DeMonte does what DeMonte needs to do. He doesn't need to try to do more of it, in my opinion. So
I'm surprised they only took 14 threes in this game.
I am too. But they didn't have to. They gave the ball to Kofi, and even to start the second half, they literally every play, I'm pretty sure, went to Kofi, at least the first 5 or 6. So that's what you're supposed to do. So,
well, it's been proven that based on your prediction that you can win games when missing 37 threes. And, Villanova did prove that when they went 13 of 50 from 3 and beat Syracuse by 14.
Yeah,
so,
well, Syracuse is
it's possible to do that. They're not at all, and neither is anybody in the ACC other than Duke. And the rebounding thing, that was a big thing, right? So
yeah,
nailed it.
You did. Rebounds were 52 to 26. So,
Minnesota clears out every single time on offense.
Yeah.
They don't even try to get offensive rebounds.
Yep. Last guy that started, Trent Frazier, 5 points, 1 of 4 from 3. He did hit a nice step back 3, if I remember right. But Trent, like I said, is one of those guys that rust. You can tell when he's rusty. But he did do a good job on Peyton Willis, held him to 0 points in the first half. As a whole, Minnesota, like you said, not a very good offensive team, but Illinois held them to 35.5% shooting from the floor, 20% from 3, and they shot a whopping 46% from the free throw line. So Minnesota did not play well. They're a streaky team. They're kind of like, I feel like they're like Maryland. Like if you catch Maryland on a hot night, they're going to be tough to beat. And hopefully Illinois, shuts them down before they can. But bench, there wasn't a lot of bench action. I felt like Payne had a good game for Omar Payne. Didn't shoot, which is fine. Had 2 blocks, 3 rebounds, had an assist. That's kind of what we want from him when he comes in for Kofi. He doesn't have to be the offensive presence. There's enough guys that can do that. And Hawkins played 18 minutes. I know that's, about how much you want him to play, right? 18 minutes?
A little much, but
yeah. He had 6 points, 8 rebounds, 3 turnovers, though, which is not good to see. And I feel like I said before already, his defense seems to be backpedaling instead of getting better. But I don't think he can play. Podzimski, however we are going to announce it.
Whichever way, yeah.
First freshman off the bench. He had 2 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. He did take a 3 that wasn't very pretty, but the guys did what they needed to do. They came out and won. Goody had some minutes that mattered. Melendez only played garbage minutes. So they didn't really need a whole lot from anybody else. I mean, when Kofi puts up 29 and is dominant as he is, all the other guys can have 11, 10, 5 points. So Illinois starts Big Ten play 3-0, which is the first time since 2010. And they've won their last 5 Big Ten road games, which I thought was a really nice number.
So that would be Minnesota. Who were the first 2 Big Ten games? Rutgers and Iowa. So that's Minnesota, Iowa,
and then 3 from last year.
Wisconsin, Ohio
If you know
State,
this off the top of your head, I'm impressed.
Michigan. Is that right? We need to figure this out.
You figure that out.
I will figure that out right now.
Apparently, Curbelo was practicing full bore with the team before the game.
That's what they were saying on the broadcast, yeah.
So he's got to be close, I guess. I don't know what that means, but he's got to be close.
I can confirm that I just nailed that on the head.
That's impressive.
Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio State, Minnesota, and Iowa. So,
yeah,
I remember, you think about the way they ended the season, last season. Pretty good.
Yeah.
In terms of road victories without Iowa. I believe Iowa played in that Ohio State game, I think. Didn't play against Michigan or Wisconsin, I believe.
Right.
And then, you think about, if you want to look even deeper, other than the game against Michigan State that they lost on the road last season, they hadn't lost a Big Ten road game since December 20th last season against Rutgers. So,
yeah, they're 10 of the last 11 they've won on the road. So, Illinois still. To me, even after the layoff, and I think a lot of people were worried about how they would, handle it. Right now, looking at the Big Ten, Illinois looks like the best team in the Big Ten right now. Michigan State's up there. Ohio State's up there. Ohio State's going to have a tough game tonight at Indiana. So, but I would say that Illinois is looking pretty good. But just got to keep winning. So
I think that's fair to say they look pretty good. Yeah. Purdue, I think, is still probably a team that's looked at. If they actually want to play some defense, that would probably help them a great deal. Indiana stinks. They lost to Penn State, so they're dead.
Yeah, it's the Big Ten, though.
Is it? You can say it's the Big Ten all you want, but Illinois has been running through this. They've been running through this league for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, they have.
No other team's doing that.
Yeah, but Ohio State. I said it. I guess we had a podcast 2 days ago. So, but they probably should have lost to Nebraska. It's just they're gonna. I think Maryland's gonna challenge them just because of the 1 day rest. the travel. And Maryland can be good at times, and they have good ball players. They just have, they're just streaky. So I don't know. But
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
they
see.
did what they had to do. Went and just pounded the crap out of Minnesota, and I'll take a 20-point win every game. So
That is fine by me as well.
yeah.
All right, let's do this recruiting thing.
Yeah.
Jeremy Fears Jr. to Michigan State.
You heard it here first, folks. Nobody's announced it yet.
Well, I mean, I think everybody kind of knew
Everybody knows, yeah. Piper, you said, has changed his crystal ball to Michigan State, which he was the first to put it in for Illinois. Maybe that's why his percentage is so good, because he changes it the day the dude's going to announce. So
I don't know when he changed it, but it's fair.
He is announcing tonight at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock on ESPNU. The word on the Twitter boards is that Illinois stopped going after him. He was wanting too much, basically wanted to be a day one starter, and Illinois stopped going after him. So I don't know if any of that's true. Again, we are just a fan. We're just fans, folks. So we can announce anything we want, and we can have as many hot takes as we want, because we're just fans. We're just fans talking. So let's not forget that. But yeah, Jeremy Fears, good luck, buddy. I wish he would have came to Illinois. I think he's going to be a really good player. Michigan State's going to get a really good player. So it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. That's why we don't go all in about recruiting, because things happen the day the dude's going to announce. So
I think he's going to stink.
Well, I mean,
so there you go.
He's not very big, is he? He's only like 6 foot.
Yeah, I mean, Illinois. It's not like Illinois needed him that badly. It would have been a very good addition, but
yeah, I mean, they're gonna be pretty full at the point guard spot for a while, I think.
And he's going to the Big Ten, which is a little bit annoying, but whatever.
But all the schools were Big Ten, right? It was Illinois, Michigan, Michigan State.
Yeah, I'd rather him go to Michigan State than Michigan. So whatever.
Yeah.
Izzo cheats again. All right. Illinois, Maryland tonight, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. ESPN 2 is the channel. Illinois 10-3, 3-0 in the Big Ten. Maryland 8-5, 0-2 in the Big Ten. I don't know who is. I don't even know. I don't know who Maryland lost to in the Big Ten. I haven't.
They lost to Northwestern 67-61.
Jesus.
And at Iowa, they lost by 5. So they gave Iowa a game.
Well, Illinois beat Iowa at Iowa.
In that game. They also have beat teams such as Florida.
Pretty fraudulent Florida team.
Other than that, nobody really great. They beat Richmond by 6. They beat Hofstra by 2 points.
Hofstra should have won that game. They lost to George Mason, right?
Lost to Louisville, George Mason, Virginia Tech, Northwestern, and Iowa. So
they lost to 2 ACC teams, which should eliminate them from the tournament.
Yeah. They only beat George Washington by 7. They beat Florida by 2, like I said. They beat the crap out of Lehigh and Brown University. So
I mean, they do have a couple of new starters, Fats Russell from Rhode Island and Qudus Wahab from Georgetown. So
yeah,
they have that. And
you've been huge. Guys. You were huge on Maryland, right? You thought they were going to battle for a chance to win the Big Ten.
I would say like 3 months before the season, I said they were going to be good, and then I decided they're going to stink. And,
I guess the big thing is that Ayala and Russell, they're gonna have to play against Frazier and Williams. So. Right. I mean, that's kind of Illinois' big thing, is that they can handle good guards.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they can handle these guys. Maryland basketball Twitter account decided to tweet out last night that they've won the last 4 at State Farm Center. So if Brad Underwood didn't have anything to put up on his old bulletin board, he does now.
Yeah, I mean, Illinois was terrible in 3 of those games. Like, they weren't a good team.
Yeah. And they probably should have
They should have won the last one, yeah.
Yeah. So
Which, you could say that all the time against Maryland, which is annoying. But it is IO night, and here's some things for the video people out there. I think Brad Underwood's going to be wearing these tonight.
Nice. So this is my question. Do the players get to pick what jersey gets hung up in the rafters? I mean, I know it's a picture of the jersey, but like, do they get to pick between like the script or the old Fighting Illini ones, or
I don't know, but they should never pick the new BS.
Which one do you think they will hang?
I feel like it's gonna be the white script.
Hope it's the white script.
That would be the best pick, obviously. Clearly, what are they wearing tonight?
I don't know.
This feels like a white script night.
Feels like a white script night to me.
It could be. We will see. I mean, it looks like the jersey that they're posting on the thing for IO is the newer version of the orange.
Nike probably makes them do that, right?
Or the white. Yeah, well, Nike's stupid. So, yeah, playing Maryland tonight. Rothstein tweet from this morning. Jacob Grandison's the unsung presence in the Illinois program. Last 6 games, 14.8 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 52.8% from 3. You had a comment for that?
Yeah, I've been saying it for weeks, John. I don't like where you been, buddy. I thought all he did was eat, sleep, and breathe college basketball.
300 plus programs. He's got a lot to do.
I will say that. Well, I won't say. I don't. Do you think Illinois has a better record if Brad Underwood doesn't force Coleman Hawkins to start like 6 freaking games?
I mean, how many games did they lose when he was starting?
All 3 of them, didn't they? Well, not Arizona, but 2. I assume he started Marquette and Cincinnati. Did he not?
I don't remember, but he stinks. So yeah, they would be they would be 12-1 right now.
I just feel like
11-2.
The thing with Grandison is that he can score, and Hawkins hasn't proved that he's a scorer. So.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
But yeah, I think that I feel like this is like major trap game though. Like I said, 1 day rest. The good thing is Kofi only played 24 minutes against Minnesota, so he should be rested. Coming off COVID, we don't know, how the guys are feeling, if they're still, if they're all over it, whatever. So I just hope they don't fall into the trap game. I hope they're up and they're ready, and it's IO night, so let's play good for IO, and hopefully they'll do all right. Like I said, Maryland does have. I mean, Qudus Wahab is a big 6'11", 240. So Kofi's gonna have to play. I want to say harder, but he's gonna get more pounding down low. And I noticed with Minnesota, they didn't drop down on Kofi very much. When they did get a block on him. I think they forced the turnover also. So teams need to learn how to guard him. And if you do guard him, like everybody's been saying, he has been able to pass out more. So maybe that's why Illinois didn't shoot as many threes, is because they weren't doubling Kofi as much.
The perfect example of that, though, is Kofi gets the ball inside. He looks to DeMonte, comes back to the other side, just acts like he's going to go up with the ball. The defender drops. He passes to DeMonte. DeMonte makes a 3. So
yeah.
If they can do that, then it's going to be hard to kind of
exactly. And that's why if DeMonte, it seems to be shooting better like he was last year. So at least he did last game. So
yeah. All right.
Got a prediction from Steve. 20-point win for the Illini tonight. What's our predictions?
Well, I'm going to ride the double-digit wave. I say Illinois wins 83-65. Easy win. Don't care.
Okay. I'm going to go Illinois 89, Maryland 75. I think it's going to be a little bit tighter than a lot of people are thinking. I I just, like I said, I feel like it's a trap game. I feel like Maryland has came in and beat Illinois before. They don't have Turgeon anymore, so maybe that factors into it. But it's not a game they can take lightly. So,
and I don't think they will. So we'll see.
Need a dub. Need a dub.
All right, around the Big Ten, a lot of stuff going on. I guess a couple good matchups tonight. Outside of this one, Ohio State, Indiana. Like I said, Indiana stinks. Buckeyes by 50.
It is at Indiana though. That's my whole thing.
Iowa, Wisconsin, you have stat padding Keegan Murray up against Jonathan Davis, or Johnny Davis, I guess is what we're calling him these days. And I saw like there's a college, the Heat Check account, the website has like top 500 players or something, and they have Kofi at 4 with Davis at 1, Jake Bean, I think is his name or something, at Utah State at 2, and Keegan Murray at 3. You cannot convince me.
Bean, huh?
Yeah, he's playing nobody. You cannot convince me that Keegan Murray is a better player than Kofi. It's not even close. I don't care. Keegan Murray, wow, he's got great numbers against garbage teams. He's so good. It's embarrassing that we think this way. Whatever.
He did put up 19 against Illinois, but that was during
garbage time.
Yeah, during the end of the game. So.
And it was free throws too. I mean, you look at he was
That's true. That's true.
And he made a couple layups. Congrats to him for that. He went 4 for 17 with 9 points against Iowa State. So that was his one bad game. And now he did have 35 against Maryland, so that was probably his best game. But he ain't better than Kofi. I don't care what anybody says.
I agree. I would agree.
So yeah.
Yeah, so Illinois needs to win this game to get to 4-0 to match Michigan State, who is at 4-0 after the win against Nebraska last night. Ohio State, again, like we said, plays Indiana to get to 4-0. You got Wisconsin and Rutgers, surprisingly, sitting right behind them at 2-1. And then it goes Penn State at 2-2, and a whole bunch of guys at 1-2, and then Nebraska and Maryland without a Big Ten win. So.
Yep.
That's where we're sitting right now. Andy Katz put out his new power rankings today. I know you care,
Absolutely.
So I'm going to tell you what they are. He's got Michigan State at 1, Illinois at 2, Purdue at 3, Ohio State at 4. And then it goes Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Rutgers, Indiana, Michigan at 10, Northwestern, Maryland, Penn State, Nebraska. So.
It's not as bad as I thought. I mean, I think I'd have Ohio State at 3, Purdue at 4, Wisconsin at 5, or Wisconsin at 4, Purdue at 5. I think Michigan State, Illinois, you can kind of flip those, but Michigan State has the narrative.
Get that game, we don't know what team's better there, right?
And Michigan State's ranked much higher,
10th. Yeah.
So
surprisingly, Illinois wins this game. They move into the top 25. You would assume.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. They probably move into the top 20.
Yeah, especially being 4-0 in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So
the only 4-0 in the ACC.
The only blemish really on Illinois' resume is that just Cincinnati pounded the crap out of them.
Yeah, that was so bad.
And you wonder, you just see it, it's a head scratch. I'm scratching my head right now, head scratcher. But it was, that first game back with Kofi in the lineup. Curbelo was overplaying. So I don't know. I think that Illinois is a much better team than they were when they played Cincinnati. I think if they play Cincinnati again, they beat them by 20. So who knows? But
we'll see. All right. What is this comment?
Steve said, "What's the Illini overall record in the Big? I have them at 18-2, if not better."
Yeah, I think 15-5 would be something to shoot for.
What did we say? I think you were 15-5, and I was
16-4. Sounds right.
So, yeah, 18-2 is lofty goals, my friend. It's a Big Ten. Every game on the road, it's going to be tough, except when you go to Minnesota and Illinois at the barn, and they just do what they do. But
25-5 is what he thinks they're going to finish. I don't see that.
Yeah,
I would love it. At least
I would love it. So we'll see. I don't see it happening, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right, episode 89 will be later this week. I don't know who they play next.
They got Michigan or Nebraska on the 11th, and then Michigan on the 14th.
All right, we'll probably be back on Monday to talk about this game and preview the next game. So hopefully Illinois wins, and we'll see you for episode 89 in the next few days.